Hello and welcome to my home. If you're new here, my name's Karen and this is my daughter Ava. I have had a request to see my daughters again. Some of you who've been here a while were missing seeing them cook with me. So today Ava is making
butter chicken curry and pakora.
Yes, and so we're going to go ahead and get started and let you know how you could make it at your house too.
You and I, the future is bright.
We're melting 6 tablespoons of butter. While that's melting, we're going to chop up our onions. My husband and I have always encouraged our kids to be helping us prepare meals in the kitchen. We noticed early on that when a child takes ownership of a meal, they're definitely more likely to eat it. Once our onion is translucent, we're going to be putting in this package of paste for chicken curry, and there's also a butter chicken one that is very good that you could use. I asked Ava what she likes most about cooking, and she said that she finds it fun to create different recipes and that she feels very accomplished when she creates a delicious meal by herself. To this, we're going to add 1 can of diced tomatoes. Ava is currently 14 years old and she's been trying to cook recipes pretty independently since she was 12. Now she's adding 3 cups of chicken broth. This buttered chicken curry recipe was something that my husband has been making for a couple of years now, and Ava especially loved it, and she was asking her dad how to make it because one day she really was craving it and he did not have time to cook it. Now she's going to sprinkle in some red pepper flakes. I would estimate that was about 1/8 of a teaspoon.
We're gonna let this boil for a bit and then put it into a blender, and when that's blending, you cut up chicken and then put it into this cooker and cook that for a bit. Then you put all the things back into it, cut up some potatoes and put them in.
We do 1 potato per person and 1 chicken breast per person. We had a funny little moment while we were playing this video, and my husband and Ava were talking about different ingredients, and he was saying something that he does when he makes it, and she was saying, "No, Dad, that's not how I make my curry." And I just loved it that she had completely made this recipe her own. I have never made this recipe before, and so I'm pretty much acting as Ava's sous chef, and she is telling me what she needs done and I'm helping her. This is kind of gross, sorry raw meat, but it gives you an idea on the size that you want the chicken as well as the potatoes. We put the other 2 tablespoons of butter into the pan to melt before we put in our chicken. Now that the chicken is going well, she's going to be putting the sauce back in, the pureed sauce. Once the sauce is incorporated, then we add the potatoes and let it all cook together. Once the potatoes are cooked through and the chicken, the dish is done and it can simmer until you're ready to eat. We're letting the potatoes cook on medium heat until they're done, and while that's happening, Ava is going to get going on her vegetable pakora.
So the recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup of cornstarch, but we're doubling it. Then we're going to do 1/2 cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1 cup of water, and then mix. And then in the separate container, you add 2 eggs. And then you beat the eggs slightly. And add it to the mixture.
We like onions and spinach in our pakora. Some people use potatoes and others use whatever vegetables they have on hand.
So we put all of the spinach and onions in a bowl, and now we're ready to take it out to the grill. You can also do this, of course, on your stove. So what Ava's going to do is she's going to be coating the spinach and onion in her batter and then adding it to the oil that's been heated to 380 degrees.
We love for our teenagers to be completely independent when they cook whenever it is possible, but whenever we're using something particularly dangerous like hot oil, we are always right there monitoring and helping them.
Remember, yeah, get as close as you can.
Oh, fried spinach, nothing like it. Think it's good?
Needs to come out.
Yeah.
In those moments when we're standing by for safety reasons, we try to present ourselves as a helper and not as the leader. So here my husband is actually handling the hot oil itself. She's doing the dropping it in, he's flipping it, and he is taking it out for her. But when it comes to how it's done, how long it stays in, he's letting her take the lead and tell him when she thinks it's ready to come out. If you've never tried pakora, I really hope you'll do it. It is so crispy and delicious.
Yeah, I know that.
One for the basket, one for me.
As soon as it's brown on both sides, then it's ready to come out of the oil. And I was stealing a few pieces myself. It's a wonder there was any left for supper.
Now Ava's going to add 5.3 ounces of Greek non-fat yogurt.
The smell throughout our whole house was so amazing. Everyone was just dying, waiting to dip into that curry with the fried pakora on the side. Look at that. It was so delicious. Ava did an amazing job. And now it's time to plate it up. If that doesn't make you hungry, I don't know what will. That just looks completely amazing. And trust me, it tasted just as good as it looks. Thanks so much for being here with us. Remember, as always, that God loves you and I love you too. And I can't wait to see you next time.